today, guys, we're going to be showing you guys in 5 minutes how to replace the steering spring in your steering wheel on your flysky Gt3c. Now, this is a common issue on these flysky controllers that they use a super puny little spring in here and it instantly breaks about 2 months after you have it. This is not the first time this has happened to me. I've had a actual Gt3b and that happened to me, and I sent it back because I didn't want to try to fix it and then mess something up and then I won't be able to send it back. So I sent it back and I got all my money back instantly. So then I ended up purchasing this one for $10 more. This is the C version, so it's a lot better. I recommend you guys buy the C version over the B version just because it's $10 more. It's got a rechargeable battery in here, a little LiPo 800 milliamp like phone battery that lasts forever in this thing compared to the 8 AA's that the B uses. It's a lot more ergonomically friendly. There's a rubber grip on the back right here. It's got a foam steering wheel and it's like dropped down like that. And surprisingly, I didn't know this, but this actually runs on ball bearings, this whole steering system. So basically what I ended up doing was I replaced the spring with a pen spring and I just cut it to length, and it was super easy to do. I took it apart yesterday because that's what happened. When it happened, it broke. And I figured out what I was going to do, then I put it back together for the video, and then I'm going to show you guys that. So, you really don't need a lot of tools to do this. I'll show you guys that later. But, yeah, it was a lot easier to take apart this one than trying to take apart the B. It's really easy, actually. Just a couple screws, and this whole thing comes apart. And I've successfully just went out on a bashing session with my Project Lash in the backyard track just to test it out. And yeah, guys, don't worry. The T-Max video is in the making right now. Once I'm done making this video, I'm going to go downstairs and work on it some more. But stay tuned for that video, guys. I figured I'd just show you guys a quick little video on how to do this. And these radios are really nice. I do like them, but I wish that flysky would have put a bigger spring in there. Again, I'll show you a picture of that right now, of the spring that they use compared to a regular pen spring that you find in a Bic pen. And it is so tiny. I don't even know why they put a freaking ball bearing in here, but they used the smallest spring in the world. So yeah, guys, let's get right into it. Alright, now sorry for the mess. I'm actually working on my T-Max right now. Video's coming soon about the T-Max restoration. So tools that you're going to need is a small Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, as well as a pair of pliers and a regular screwdriver and a 2mm hex driver. So basically the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to find there's going to be a little tab right about here on the power, and this basically just pops right off, no problem. You shouldn't have to apply too much pressure to take this off. Now under here is a little toggle button, that's your power button, but on each side there's two little screws right here which you need your small screwdriver to take off, and this will hold the whole entire wheel apart. It holds the whole wheel on. It's actually super simple. So basically just loosen those, and when you put this back together it's a little tough. What I recommend when you put this wheel back together, you put the screws inside the holes first, or try to leave them in the holes, and then you drop it on and you screw it in, because trying to get the screws in and tightening it at the same time is extremely tough. So just gonna pop that out. I did not get them completely all the way out just yet. We gotta get this one a little bit more. Here we go. There we go, and this just pops right off both of the screws. We're going to set this to the side. Now right here, in order to take this off, you need your regular screwdriver right here. Take these 3 screws off. And I'm going to do this all in real time to show you guys how easy it is to take this thing apart. It is not that hard. So I like the flysky radios. This is what happens when you pay $50 for a radio. But you know what? If it's just the spring that I've only had issues with, replacing the spring is not that hard. I recommend you get the C though, because on the B version, the older version with the batteries, it is a pain in the butt to take it apart. I never actually did. I tried taking the sensor cap off on that, but it was so much harder and I didn't want to mar it up. I just want to send it back and get a new one. So that's what I ended up doing. So if you guys are going to buy this radio, get the C. This is the only issue that I've had on these radios, is that these freaking springs that they use are just so tiny for the application, and then they end up breaking their ears off. So right here, you might think that these are actually fake, and they're not fake, but you do not need a 2mm, and I'm probably going to put that in the beginning of the video that I messed up. It's actually a 2.5mm. So you're gonna put that in there, and they fit very tight. So you kind of gotta have to push a little bit in there. Try not to strip these out as much, but basically push that down, and you just loosen these up nice and slow because it's going into plastic. And it's kind of cool that they use this hardware, not Phillips, where you can't see it, because I feel that Hex hardware just makes it look like it's more professional. I thought these are plastic when I first got them, but they are real screws, and they're pretty beefy, so I'm glad they use that. But I wish in future models that FlySky will make beefier springs, because like I said, I showed you that spring that I'm going to replace the spring with, and it is like 3 times the size, and that's a regular pen spring. They're using some little tiny spring for the steering. No wonder that thing is breaking. So as you get these out, you're just going to set these to the side, and then this whole thing just comes right out. And that's just the top case. At first, when I tried to take this out, it was a little tough, but it pulls right out, no problem. And then if you want to, this has like a little hook on it. I'm not going to take it off though, because I don't need to take it off for what I'm doing. So now, if this thing comes falling apart on you, there's 2 little levers that come off right here. You got this one, which holds the spring, and then this one right here that might come out on you in accident too. And this is your power button. So basically, here's this little white thing is the actual power button, and this slides in the center, and that is what uses your power. That's how the power button works, which is actually a pretty good design. So like, there you go, it's on and off. So you got your wheel here. This right here, if you want to put a bearing in, oh, there is a bearing in it. That is great. I know that the older radios did not have bearings in them, the B, but the C, that's a new thing too. There's a bearing in here for your steering. How nice is that? Man, this FlySky radios build really nice, I'm telling you. And it feels really good in the hand, but this spring is just an issue. I wish they made a better spring. But basically, all we're going to do now is we're going to take this right here, we're going to put this lever back in. And how this works is that there's a spring that goes from here to here, this little tab right here. And this holds that down. And as you steer, either way, it pushes this up. You see that? So when you steer, hold on, I got it jammed a little bit. Hold on. Sorry, guys. It got a little jammed. But basically, how it works is there's like a cam lobe on here on the steering wheel. And as you guys can see, that's how that works. Oh, that's what happened, huh? The power button. There you go. So you see, that's how that works. So all we need is just a spring with 2 ears on each side connecting that together. And instead of using the little one, we're going to replace it with our big one, which I have right here. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to snip off each end. I might leave this end on. But this is just going to go just like this. We're going to hook this on. And then we're just going to hook it on the other side and make it a little bit tight. Now, there you go. Super simple, right? And that's going to be a little bit tighter. But I'm going to test if we can put the wheelwright on here. And that feels pretty good, actually. So that's what we're going to leave it as. Now we're just going to cut the excess of our spring off. We're going to do that off camera. And then we're going to put it all back together. And that's basically it, guys. It took me about 5 minutes to take this whole thing apart. And it is a very easy fix. So I love these radios. I wish they fixed the spring and made something else. But it is very easy to take these radios apart and put the new springs in. I recommend if you get this radio, get the FlySky Gt3c. It has better upgrades, like I said. It has the bearing inside of here, the bearing carrier, which does not come in the B. And it also has a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, a LiPo battery for the, like it's like a phone battery for the actual controller. And it's a little bit of a sleeker design. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And see you guys in a minute. Peace.